Speaking of which, now we get into the Star Wars franchise, but that's still running,
Yeah.
still living up to its promise. A movie a year,
Yeah.
which,
Right.
like I said before, I hate. I just hate the idea of us getting a Star Wars movie every fucking year.
Yeah, that's too much.
Why not the 3-year pattern that we
Yeah.
used to have before? I
Yeah.
didn't mind. Give us
Yeah.
enough time for us to talk about
Yeah,
what to expect next. But
Yeah.
no, every year is a Star Wars movie because Disney, that's why.
Right.
And here we have a movie that, like, for me, I really didn't care for. I really wasn't excited for. Saw a couple of trailers for it. I was like, yeah, look,
Alright, so
I mean,
for me-
Dalgovers in it. Of course, we're talking about Solo, a Star Wars story.
Alright, so here's the thing. Here's the funny part about this, right?
Yeah.
So I was really worried about this as well in the idea of where it going, and you hear all these backstories, and I was like, well, and when I finally saw it, it basically was Ant-Man all over again.
Yeah.
basically what
First red flag, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller being
Kicked out.
Fired.
Straight up,
Yeah.
He was replaced by Ron Howard as a director,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I was worried about it. Now, here's the funny part about this, right? So, especially with The Last Jedi, you see it a little bit with Force Awakens, but especially with The Last Jedi, a big part of it became quite political,
Right.
especially socio-political. Because
Yes.
you say, well, Disney, feminist agenda, and so on and so on. Last Jedi ended up becoming this ridiculously controversial film. Everybody was...
Although I still defend it. I still say
defend
it's
it as
one of the
well.
best
I enjoyed it,
new
yes.
Star Wars movies.
I know,
Yeah.
I liked... Okay, it's the Ryan Johnson problem of getting you to ignore mistakes while you're watching it.
Yeah. I mean, it is
just
flawed.
like- just like
no
Looper.
denying it's flawed.
Just like, right, so...
But the risk that it took,
Exactly,
though,
I
and how
prefer-
it just progressed the
and I'm glad,
law of the story,
I glad,
loved.
what I'll straight up say is I'm glad they got rid of all the mystery box bullshit that J.J. Abrams set up, right?
Right, and Force Awakens. Right?
Exactly. I hated all, I said, oh, we're going to get another this, and she's special in this way, that bullshit. No,
Yeah. And-
what
and-
they did in Last Jedi is they just deflated all of that.
Yeah, and is Rey a Skywalker?
And all that horse shit. Hated it.
You know?
Hated that bullshit. And basically the movie just burn away all of this law building that people do in their head.
Yeah.
And they just say, fuck the fans. We starting over, good. If you're vexed, move on.
Exactly.
Movie make a ton of money.
Of course. Yeah.
Right, now here's the thing. Here's the funny part. Now the movie that's catering to the fans in the most shallow way, which is, oh well, finally the character that everybody like, Han Solo, getting
Yep.
his movie, so and so. And then another, again, a socio-political aspect and dimension to it, which is the movie starring the white guy. Is now the lowest rated movie.
Yep.
And it really comes across like some kind of intentional trap by Kathleen Kennedy, because they wanted to get fired and resign from so and so, and everywhere else that old noise they're making.
Yeah.
But the movies that making the money, and the movies that didn't make the money, not sure what went down there, what Phil Miller was going to do, whatever.
Yeah. I just want to just fill us in on what Solo is about.
Well, it's about Han Solo.
Yes.
Right, but basically it's the origin of Han Solo, his life. We see him as a kind of a grown orphan on Corellia.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He has a girlfriend. They had some plans.
Yeah, played by Emilia
Gil,
Clarke.
Yeah,
Yep.
Emilia Clarke.
My Gil.
Yeah, Dragon Queen herself. And they get separated, unfortunately, in the beginning of the movie. And he has to go get separated. He signs up with the Empire to fight. And then he by accident bounces up some mercenary type, bounty hunter type, scavenger types, doing a job to steal some ships.
Right.
And basically he wants to do a job to make some money to go back to Corellia to get her. But the movie twists it interesting why she meets him halfway that, so he doesn't have to do that. So where
Right.
does he go from here? And what you learn is that because the job they fail, they have to go and get more of this mine, basically the space fuel to solve a problem, basically to get money
Right.
and to, well, save the skin. The movie is not very well told, however.
No, it's
That's
not.
the problem.
No, after warning you guys here, we're gonna get into some spoiler territory.
Yeah.
Not too much,
Not
but
too
there's
heavy,
a
but-
specific spoiler that we have to address, right?
Right.
But what are your thoughts on
Yeah,
Solo?
the problem with this, again, much like, but not, it does not have the same technical problems as Ant-Man, but what the main problem with this is the pacing.
Yes,
Pacing
it
is
is.
pretty bad.
It is.
Especially that first act. Everything you just have to, they don't give the movie a time to breathe. So everything is just set piece to set piece to set piece to set piece. No one is set up properly. No characters and character relationships is not set up properly. And because of the bad pacing, character development is severely hampered. Especially two characters in particular. The robot, L3,
Yes.
right? Which I think wasn't the worst idea for a robot, but it's really poorly set up.
Yeah, it was an interesting kind of feminist spin on
Well,
it.
it's not.
kind of.
Well, it's not.
No, not feminist. More like
But it's a social justice
Yeah.
robot, whatever. Which is-
SGW kind of.
right, it's a social justice robot. And then the Cloud Riders. Cloud Riders,
Yeah.
not very
yeah,
set
yeah.
up. But again, everything just felt rushed. Again, cool characters, cool look.
Yeah, I like the look. I like the music. They
Yeah.
had a particular piece of music that was playing every time they showed.
Yeah.
I love that. That was
Right. And that's it. Nothing else is. And then they just tell a simple story. They tell all Han Solo's origin stuff. You get to see how he meet Chewbacca, which is kind of okay.
Yeah, we saw where well, again, this is spoiler
get-
territory, where he got the name Solo from.
So, right, we get that. Which was a
which
little dumb.
people- yeah, it was a little dumb,
Little dumb.
but, you know, it's like,
Well, I didn't
whatever.
mind. I didn't hate it, but it was a little dumb. We get to see how he get his gun. You get to see where the Millennium Falcon comes from.
Yes,
You get to see him meeting Lando for the first time.
yes.
They do all of this. The Kessel Run, they do the Kessel Run thing. Right? They do all of that. Why doesn't he beat the quote-unquote beat the Kessel Run? Because it's solved an old problem that George Lucas, I think, genuinely made a mistake with, but it is easy to solve, which is the whole parsec is a distance, not a unit of time thing. So he used to frame the question, he's framed the statement, well, I beat the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
Yes.
As if it's framed in terms of a period of time. But parsecs is a period of distance. It's a unit of distance, not a unit of time. Well, what they do is they address it by saying it's a route. So you couldn't do the Kessel Run in less than 20 parsecs because it's very dangerous to move about.
Right.
What they decided to do is say, okay, I could do it in 12 parsecs. Cut the route, do a shortcut. Take a
Right.
shortcut. It was impossible, but he did it with the Millennium Falcon. And yeah, it's true. What they do quite well, here's the thing. Aldrich Eldriston, Aaron Reich, generic other white guy.
Yeah, Aaron Reich.
Aaron Reich.
Aaron Reich.
He wasn't
Forgive
bad
us
as
if we got the name wrong.
I thought he was
You
okay.
find so?
I thought he was okay.
I
Because you
think
really got the
I think
sense.
he tried.
No, you really got the sense.
He
from-
tried. but-
I got the sense from him of being naive kid, not a completely naive kid, but just green behind the ears still, and then him having to learn all this shit the hard way. And
which they did not set up at all.
they didn't set up properly, but they still did it okay. And he really felt like a younger Solo because all of this occurs around 10 years before the events of A New Hope, right?
I'm assuming so. Yeah.
About that. It
Yeah.
feels like that. So he really feels like a younger Solo. Who I was excited to see but was a little disappointed by was Lando.
Yes.
Yeah, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
He should have put more stamp of his character because it felt like he was just
Yeah, he was doing ability Williams
ability impression. Right? I had a
yeah.
problem with that. All the bit players were just that bit players because again it had no time to breed anything.
Exactly.
Kira was okay.
Like Woody Harrelson, for
Woody
example.
Harrelson was
like,
okay.
He was just there.
This
but-
girl who I thought they would do more with, but they didn't really do anything with, which was Naomi Harris.
Yeah.
They didn't do much with her.
She just,
In the beginning.
well, I'm a marauder, and I just so happen to love Woody Harrelson.
Right, and that was cool.
I don't think he loves me, but that's all.
No, but that's the
character
thing.
felt.
What I thought they was going to do it is when the girl pulled off her helmet, the girl looked mixed race. So I thought it was Woody
I
Harrelson's
was
daughter.
thinking that too, but no, it's just
Nothing.
well,
She's a girl.
she's a resistance fighter. Because,
Right, and basically the implication is that she is the resistance, the beginning of the resistance.
right, the one who
For the
starts,
most
right,
part,
yeah.
right. Yeah.
One of, but
Right,
well,
and it's like, yeah, it needed better pacing, it needed better edit. And well, we forget, they had a big cameo, I don't want to say the cameo here. So kind of a cool cameo, but it really pointless and doesn't add to anything
yeah,
in any
well,
interesting way.
right.
Because I do know, to those, I don't want to spoil it, but the character has a big arc going forward from the prequels. It's a character from the prequels, shows up. Here's the thing with this movie, yeah? You mentioned how Star Wars fatigue. Star Wars fatigue is exactly what undermined this movie. Because if I didn't know all of this extra bullshit, and this character showed up in this, and I forgot.
No, you had to go back to what you old.
No.
prequels.
If I didn't know what happened to him, let's just say they never made all that shit, and then they just had the Star Wars movies, and they learned how to piecemeal this stuff together for us to enjoy it better, that appearance would have made a much bigger impact. Much bigger impact.
Yeah.
Right? But because I know everything about everything in Star Wars and they're filling up every gap in the story, I don't give a shit.
Right.
That's the problem. Didn't give a shit. It was kind of a cool appearance, but I didn't give a shit. Oh, we forgot to mention the main villain. That was Vision.
Oh yeah. Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany.
Paul
Yeah.
Bettany's in
It's
this.
alright. He's okay. He's okay.
But
Well,
they could have done so much more
Well,
with him. Jen.
I mean, like,
It's like he was on screen for a
Right.
bit, and then you don't see him, and then he come back. It's like, oh yeah,
Well, he was just-
now I have to be medicine and
well,
villainous.
he was just the impetus of the story. And because they didn't pace anything well and build up these characters well, the arc with Solo and, well, Emilia Clarke's character doesn't pay off.
No.
Doesn't really pay off. So that is what ended up happening. Here's it now, conspiracy theory time, right? So now, the funny part about it is that all of these guys, and let's admit it, it was very split politically. A lot of white guys hated Last Jedi because it was too feminist and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, we boycotting Star Wars. Boycotting Star Wars. And then they made fun of Star Wars because Solo failed in the first weekend. But then the left-wing social justice side of the argument said, it's because he's a white guy. That's why it failed. Right? Star Wars The Last Jedi at least make $1 billion.
Yeah.
What this make? And now you're starting to see some of these guys now backpedaling to say, well, no, let's sabotage this movie. Shut up. Really what happened is that Lord and Miller was out of the outer bounds. Canston was not having any of the bullshit. Didn't have to cater to the bullshit. And they just redo the movie.
Yeah.
It was a little, from what I understand, it's a little too jokey. It was trying, I don't know if it was meant to subvert something or what Lord and Miller was planning to do. But the character that they could have done more with, and I thought it would have been kind of interesting, was the L3 character.
Yeah.
Now, that whole thing with L3 and Lando fell flat. Total nonsense.
It did. It
Total
was
nonsense.
painful.
Hated it.
Like
Didn't work.
Like I see they were trying to do their own take on the droid from Rogue One. That was kind of cool.
No, but no. Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the thing, What it was all of this was stuff that they just re-engineer backwards with respect to episode 4 and episode 5. Because here's an example. So the droid, remember the droid, they say how the ship Millennium Falcon is kind of rude. Remember when C-3PO hooked into it and he was trying to translate some stuff for the navigational computer?
Right.
Remember he had the navigational computer.
Yeah.
So you know where the navigational computer came from in the Millennium Falcon.
Right.
And he said, it's very rude.
Yeah.
That's the robot. That's
Okay.
where L3 comes from.
That's clever.
It.
Yeah.
That's what they did. They reverse engineered and created L3. That could have been such a good idea. What they did with L3 when she was like being the social justice robot thing. If you think about it, it's kind of fucked up about what happens to droids in the Star Wars universe. Star Wars droids, it's like, wait, these droids supposed to be sentient? Yes or no? You're not sure. If they are sentient, it's pretty fucked up. It's a lot of slavery going on.
Yeah.
Little thing. So I thought they would address that better and they could have done more with this. Nope, because the movie's rushed and so on. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. I would like to see much like how Flans Cameron for Snyder cut, which I'm not clamoring for, by the way. But I would have liked to see what a Lord Miller cut would have been like. But again, much like with Ant-Man, I would love to see Edgar Wright cut.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Same here.
Whatever. I
Right.
generally defend the movie in that sense, but yeah, the movie's a mess. It doesn't really work out. It falls flat. I give this one a very, very low movie tongue.
Okay. So
Very low.
we're doing scores, but that's fine.
I do
We
the score one time.
Yeah.
A very low movie tongue, and that's how I take it. It could have been better, but doesn't gel out too good.
All right. So let me get the good out of the way. First, good.
Yeah.
Some of the set pieces, not all of them, were well handled, like well directed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For one thing, when Solo met Chewbacca for the first time, great scene. Love
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, I thought that
nice
was-
little callback to, I believe it's either Return of the Jedi
Yeah.
or Empire Strikes Back, or both, actually.
Yeah.
I was getting an Army of Darkness vibe, but then I was thinking,
Okay, so
maybe they got inspired
A lot of
from
people
that show.
complain about something. Okay, so the cinematographer is a guy called Bradford Young. I'm a big fan of. He did the cinematography for Arrival.
Ooh.
No, a lot of people say his cinematography style didn't fit with this movie. Because a lot of people think everything was too muddy and brown. And it's like, no, that's fine. I don't really have a big issue with it.
I was thinking a lot of like shadows and silhouettes,
Little
especially
too much
in
of it.
First act.
Yeah,
Lots
a
of
little too much of shadows.
silhouettes.
But a lot of people complain about that. But I was like, I think his style didn't really fit the film. Everything should have been a little brighter, frankly.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Like for the moment that they just left that planet, well, when they had
Correct.
the war going on, right? It just got brighter. Like for
Right.
me, like when I saw, like when the movie starts, and I was watching this in 3D. I saw it in Cribbin Cinemas 8. I was like, but why are these colors looking so dull? The
Dull
white
out, yeah,
so
yeah.
like dull grays and blues and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But then when they as soon as they cut to like the icy mountains, like
Yeah,
again,
look
like all right, okay, right,
Yeah,
right,
it looked
right.
good.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a big issue with that, but whatever.
Yeah. But that's a continue, right? So some
Yeah.
of these set pieces were great, right?
Yeah.
Like the train scene, love that. Really
But
intense.
it come out of nowhere, and that was the problem. You didn't care.
yeah, I know. Like I get. Like,
It jumped it too quick.
right, exactly. Like they're trying to fit this whole.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk about tone in a bit, right?
Yeah.
you're trying to fit this whole Western theme here.
Yeah.
So, that was pretty interesting. At least they tried to do something a bit different. Of course, robbing the train. I mean, come on. Cliche.
And they had to
Western
justify
shit,
why
right?
is a train, because it's like, wait, it's the Empire, why they don't use ships? But why is a train exactly? Not sure. Whatever.
Yeah, because you just wanted a nice shot of a train
It's a
just
train.
kind of
And
tilting
right.
and stuff, which is cool, right?
And-
I felt the way how it ended though was kind of underwhelming for me.
Okay, so the whole Naomi Harris thing. So I find the whole Naomi Harris. This is a big spoiler. Naomi Harris sacrifices herself.
Yeah,
to take-
because.
But that's the problem. I didn't get it. Like, at the time I didn't get. Again, they could have set up this better, and they should have established that they needed to get the score for this. 'Cause
Exactly.
all of them would have been dead anyway.
And they had an opportunity. There was a freaking campfire scene before they got to that.
And they didn't do
to
it,
that,
yeah.
And
And they wasted
it was
it.
just.
They should have really set the stakes up for that.
Yeah, there was just
Love.
love, let's kiss, blah. That's
And
that's
what are you
it.
gonna do the money?
Yeah, you really could establish it.
I didn't
a
get.
lot
I
more.
didn't get that they needed to do that score and they had to do it because of the guy. I didn't
And-
get it at all.
Yeah, well, good thing I bring up too because for one thing, because you have like these brief little gaps, right? These brief gaps of character interaction, but they could have done so much more with just establishing the characters. So, okay, this is what we have to do, but let us understand these characters. And I really felt it more for Solo, for example.
Right.
For one thing, him. Well, I
Right,
understand the sacrifice he had to make in terms of getting onto that ship and then getting enlisted into the Empire, basically,
Yeah.
the war. But the way how he just kind of brushes off the fact that he had to leave Emilia Clarke's character behind was just so quick. And it's just
Yeah.
like, well, and you could argue, well, is a matter of survival or what?
No, but everything-
still, it
but
was
that's
just
the thing.
like,
Okay, so when-
well, she didn't make it, so fuck it.
Well,
let's
that's the whole thing.
continue,
You couldn't do
whatever.
anything anyway. And then when they again with their arc, it's never established how bad or how low she had to go
Yes.
to get out of the, and it's unclear. That's I hated
and,
all
and,
of that.
and then she just kind of shows back up in Paul Bettany's place,
Right.
and it's just like, well, yeah, I got here, Well, I forgot what it is she said.
And she said, no, you say you got out. And he said, no, I didn't get out.
Right.
So it's like, oh shit, okay. But it's implied that she's a concubine / helper /
Kind of, but I don't know, yeah? But yeah, so cinematography was, well, I mean, it's
fine.
a Star Wars movie, so it's fine, it looks good. Music was okay,
Right.
they do harken back to some John Williams themes, I thought that was clever, but not too abrasive, of course.
The opening sequence they should have do better because they didn't need that whole big car chase nonsense.
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
purpose,
I
I get the
agree.
purpose of it later because with the Millennium Falcon, but that they could have do that setting up those two characters better.
Exactly. It was more like, okay, once again going back to film school. In the first 10 minutes, you have to establish what his character who he is and what he could do.
Yeah.
So let's have this chase scene because we
Yeah.
have to show Han Solo being his best pilot and blah, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. But still, it was a little too, okay, y'all just jumped the gun a little too fast here, but.
Yeah.
Acting. Everybody pretty much did what it is they had to do.
Yeah, they were fine. I
They
didn't have
were
any
fine.
big problems with anybody. Again, only the LG thing. But again, LG in concept was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it's a good concept. It just didn't have time to flesh it out properly. It's
Yeah.
an annoying character, yeah, but if they fleshed it out better, it wouldn't have. So you just get the annoying parts.
Yeah. Homeboy Alden, who plays
Yeah.
who plays Han Solo. I mean,
He was okay.
He was okay. He was.
I thought it was
he-
okay.
he
I
did-
didn't. I actually liked what he did.
Yeah,
what he did with it.
he did what he was supposed to do, but then when you think about it, just him having to fill the shoes of freaking Harrison Ford.
Right.
I mean, that's
Right, yeah.
that's near impossible.
Yeah,
right?
that's a problem.
I wasn't expecting him to make miracles, but whatever.
I
right?
didn't know, but at no point I got the sense that he's supposed to be the Harrison Ford version. Because again, he's the younger version. He have to be really unsure of himself. And they did that. I thought they did a lot of that, where he's a bullshitter. Right? And we know
Yeah.
Han Solo is a bullshitter as established in episode 4. But in this, they make him the bullshitter too. And you tell he do a lot of, but a lot of his bullshit got called on, which I
Yeah,
liked.
yeah.
I liked a lot of that. But then he made the big choice at the end, in which again they made a reference to hand shots first.
Yes,
I
that's
liked-
all you'll say. Yeah.
I like all of that.
Which caught me off guard. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, I
shit.
like all of that.
Oh, okay.
But like one of the best moments is when he talk about it's a bunch of mercenaries in this ship, so and so, and it's a big funny scene in the movie. And then the ship just takes off and goes, and it just totally embarrass him.
right.
And
Yeah,
great
yeah.
scene, but again, it's established how Harrison, not Harrison, but Han Solo is a character who could get called out on the bullshit. Now. This is
Exactly.
him in his time when he's getting called out on his bullshit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right. Okay. Woody Harrelson. I mean, Emilia Clarke, Donald Glover in particular. They were fine as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Donald Glover didn't stand out to me.
No, I find it was a
Unfortunately,
little disappointment.
Yeah, and not just so much about the performance, but what they do with him. They don't really use him that much.
That's the thing. So the running joke about all of this is that we should just get a Lando movie instead. Lando's a character that's not fleshed out anyway. We don't know how.
Exactly, yeah.
Because that's a big part of again. This is what the problem with Disney and what they do in Star Wars is that because they're doing this and then they only clamoring to what they think fans might want.
Yeah.
It end up going backwards, unfortunately, and because we have so much of it, nobody cares. You don't need to fill up every gap in the Star Wars universe.
Exactly.
That's a problem.
There's no need for that. Paul Bettany, I felt that he ended up getting the short end of the stick basically.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
Because you're supposed to be this threatening like gangster character, and so cliched by the way. But they could have given him so much more to do. Yeah, they gave him like 2 blades and he do like a nice little fight scene with Emilia Clarke, which looked cool. But oh gosh, give him more to do. Give him more presence in the movie. Make me actually feel threatened by this guy, right?
We should have gotten a better sense of the gangs as well, and what the gangs were doing. Because they only set up at the end, the gangs actually working for the Empire in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that, but at the end of the day, they could have done more with it.
Yeah, exactly. But on to the not so good, right? For me, I felt that there was no real sense of like tension, like oh shit. Even right down to Han Solo and Lando, right? Because you know they show back up in the old trilogy, right? But still, there was no point where I was like, oh shit, if they don't do this, they will die, or people around them will die. It's just like, well, they probably will get out of this alive because it's a Star Wars movie afterwards. Like they attempted to go dark, but they never. I'm not saying they should go full dark, but still raise the stakes up a little bit more. And it's just like, okay, we have to steal this, we have to do this, and we have to bring it back.
I actually didn't mind any of that because personally, I didn't want the lore bullshit creeping in too much. Like that's what killed Rogue One a little bit for me because you had the Death Star, you're doing that, and then they decide to bring Darth Vader in the end. Look, it's clearly fan service.
Of course, I mean,
but I didn't need to do it.
Yeah,
and I like the ending; it's fun, but it's too much fan service. Like if they just ended it better with them just getting blown up and dying, and they had a better sequence of them doing a good job of trying to survive. Yeah, that should have how the movie end. You didn't need to do this ending, but whatever, it's for nerds. Yeah, who cares?
But I don't know, like for me, just raising the stakes, amping up the tension, like especially for scenes like with the train scene, for example. Like I would have been more enthralled and more entertained by what I was seeing. But I was just watching these set pieces. I'll talk about set pieces now. It just felt like okay, well, here's a cool idea, bam. Here's a cool idea, bam. In this one, we could bring up the whole 12 parsecs thing and we have the Millennium Falcon in action. Right. Here we go.
Yeah, and they do a good job, right? And they do a good job of why the Millennium Falcon in a hot mess because it was nice and neat in the beginning. Yeah. They show why the ejector, they do the ejection.
Yeah, so that's why section.
That's why the shape of the ship look like that now. Cool. Little things.
Yeah, but I don't know. For me, it just felt like just a bunch of action set pieces just strung together by a very, very, very thin plot line. And just talking about that plot line in a sense, because I don't know, like I just could not help while I was watching the show. I just think this really is kind of pointless. Like,
yeah. Good idea.
Like, okay, like, all right, all right. So fans really wanted to see the beginnings of Han Solo. Right. Okay, all right. We see how he got his name. We see where he got the Falcon. We see where he first met Chewbacca, which was a great moment, actually.
I don't know the chemistry between, the chemistry between him and
Emilia.
Well, okay. Emilia. All the chemistry. Okay, so between him and Emilia was bad. Him and Chewbacca was good.
They real try to force the romance.
Him and Chewbacca was good. Him and Donald Glover was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
For the most part. I didn't have a
by the way, speaking of Chewbacca, I thought that he stole the show. He's the best character.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah. But awesome. They could have done a lot more with this. As I said, look, it's Ant-Man all over again. They do what they had to do. They salvage.
It's like somebody, like a group of people had one idea, and then like the big execs came and said, no, let's do this because of what happened with Last Jedi, so we have to cater more to the fans here.
Not really, because I didn't really get that. It was the exact opposite. I got the sense that they just say, oh no, you just out of line, and we had to change a lot of stuff. And then they decided to keep a little bit of things. I don't really get the sense of. I think they really want to go in that Last Jedi direction.
Okay.
And for better or for worse, here's the thing, because it's just a straight replacement of the audience. With Star Wars. They really don't give a fuck about old Star Wars fans anymore.
Clearly.
They don't care. But it's still making money, and F you to the Star Wars fans. If the Star Wars, Star Wars fans so bitter now, they rather the franchise dead than it continue now. My attitude towards it is that it feels a lot like Star Trek, where you have these old fans who really don't know what they're talking about, fucking things up, and think they have to cater to this thing that they call Star Trek. And then the new Star Trek stuff have its problems, but I prefer that to, all the Orville fans. Yeah, that's the same problem, right? You're not doing anything new. You're just spinning your wheels in the mud, and you're acting as if this is what it should be. It's kind of gatekeeping, right?
Right.
You get the same feeling with these Star Wars movies.
Yeah, but I don't know. But just to round things up, right? Great points, by the way. Yeah. I don't know. Just while I was watching this show, like, yes, It was entertaining. It had this like really fun vibe to it. Like you could tell this is a popcorn movie, true and true, and nothing's wrong with that. That's fine, right? And the mere fact that it's released during the summer, not for Christmas, so you know you had to have a reason to draw audiences to see your shit, right?
Yeah.
Cool, no problem. But as far as like in the Star Wars cinematic universe goes, this just felt like a filler episode to me.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's like before, although because of the cameo near the end, which we won't spoil, I was almost thinking that this was before episode 1, but then I watched a review and then it was like, okay, well, this is what happened after that character supposedly died, and this is the further adventures or misadventures of that character, right? So it's in between that point in time. Okay, whatever. So it's within the prequel trilogy. Okay, whatever. But still, it just...
I know, I'm familiar with exactly that full narrative of the dude.
Okay.
I know what exactly happens, but...
Yeah,
it was just didn't connect to anything in the film. That's
the problem. Yeah, that's the problem.
So
Particular about it, because I'm sorry, I didn't read the books. I didn't read the comics based off of that character.
TV series
so
I
don't
don't watch.
know all the Star Wars Rebels. Like, I'm sorry, I haven't watched that, right?
Yeah.
But like, I shouldn't have to stop everything now and watch these shows.
That's
and
the
be like,
problem.
oh, that's what it is.
That's the problem.
No, and especially with these movies coming out yearly, right? You know, you're not giving us enough time for me to catch
funny.
up, bro.
It's really funny now to see how this whole Star Wars Civil War played itself out
Star Wars Civil War.
Yeah, amongst the fan base, because now you have a bunch of people who defended the prequels against these new movies, which is hilarious. Which is hilarious to me.
You can't tell me 1 and 2 better than Rogue One and Last Jedi.
With our people out there, you'll find them. Whatever. So
because they were directed by George Lucas. Whatever.
Rated.
Yeah, so rating wise, I mean, not much more I could say about it. I honestly kind of walk out and forgot, not a majority of the show, but I just forgot. It's a forgettable movie. I have to confess, it's forgettable, right? In no way am I saying that it's terrible, it sucks, don't see it. Go and see it. If you're a fan, go see it. If you're curious, go see it. But other than that, I'd honestly say wait until it comes out on home media.
Right.
Watch it there. You might like it, right? For me, I would give this this is my third very light 3 out of 5 rating I'm given for this episode, but this is a light 3 out of 5. It was high.
As I mentioned before, like a low movie tongue. It just too much of it just was the pacing was too bad.
Yeah,
the pacing is atrocious. It kills the pacing is the root problem. It
kills
kills everything.
I agree with it. The pacing
kills
is
everything
bad,
in the movie. Everything.
No sense of weight.
Especially that first act.
Yeah, no sense of emotional weight, especially when certain characters die.
Yeah,
and characters themselves just kind of
just
side characters
just
come
give a
and
scene a room to breathe. Just have the exact opposite problem that this movie have, that moving parts have now. Instead of having these long, drawn out scenes.
Even the end of the movie. I mean, as fan pleasing as it was, I felt like they just rushed that ending though.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say last thing. But yeah, for me, like I said, I just couldn't help but watch this and be like, what's the point of this? Like, do we need this?
That's the thing. People wanted this solo movie for so long now. So long, people was clamoring for a solo movie and say, oh, they hope Disney give it, and they got it. But
well, here you go, folks. Y'all want it. Here you go.
Most likely, we'll probably get. I would like to see a solo 2, a second solo movie with probably focusing on Lando and Solo. Right. You know, have them have more further misadventures. I would love to see that. So Lando, Solo, and Chewbacca will be great together. Yeah. Like how Lando get Cloud City or something like that.
Yes, that
would be
like that.
How we get Cloud City. Cloud City is a big grab, right? Yes. How we do that. Well, I heard we're also getting a Boba Fett movie.
Because
I don't know.
Star Wars.
I have no idea if that'll be good or not. Boba Fett is kind of a shit character, but everybody him.
But what I would say though, because of episode 2 Attack of the Clones with Jango Fett.
Right.
They could set up that whole thing with Jango being killed and then Boba now wanted to follow in his footsteps of his father. That'd be a nice little setup.
What done kind of ruined that for you already is because of the events of some of those cartoons.
Right, especially Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars and filling a lot of that. Whatever.
Okay. So last thing
I don't give a shit enough to spend time on that.
But he's the baddest bounty hunter in the galaxy, man.
Apparently.
But anyway, so last things last, I would say is we didn't mention it, is the release of this film, right? So yes, it came out for the summer, so it has to play within that whole summer blockbuster stuff. So if you watch it as just like a matinee kind of show, you watch it, it's summer blockbuster goodness, then I guess you'll enjoy it. But still, as far as Star Wars movies go, this kind of feels a little empty. Like, it doesn't have that
But some people say,
Wars goodness.
well, some people
now.
say you should have put this in October and it would do a little better.
It just kind of plays on the summer blockbuster beats. You have the train scene here, you have these action pieces here, but still.
But some
I don't
people,
know, it just
as I
didn't
say,
feel like
I
a
would have
real
liked to
Star
see if
Wars
they did it in October and how that would have turned out. Not sure.
Probably, but you had to make it all epic and grandeur, like
Whatever.
because it's. But whatever, right? So it's there if you want to see it. If you don't want to, whatever, right?
Right.